Now, coming to you live from atop the Lavender Town Radio Tower, it's the one, the only, PUCL Podcast.
It's PUCL! PUCL! It's PUCL! PUCL! Pokemon Underground Champions League, oh yeah! PUCL! PUCL.
And welcome to the 504th episode of the PUCL Podcast. Or is it third? I think it's third.
It's the fourth.
Oh, it is the fourth. I was right. Okay. I am your host, Trainer Thatch, here today with my co-host with better memories. There's probably an adjective for that. But I've got Dr. Shamu.
Hello again.
And I've got the one and only Fluffiest Whimsicott.
Hello.
And we are the PUCL Podcast. PUCL, of course, standing for the Pokemon Underground Champions League, a nonsensical name we came up with in 2007 to talk about our podcast. We talk everything here from the video game to the trading card game to everything in between. Last week we talked about Unite. That was in between. I felt pretty good about that.
Yeah.
And so this week, not so much, I guess, but we're going to go ahead and we're just going to talk about some Pokemon today. But I would ask you, Shamu, what you've been doing in Pokemon lately, but I know the answer.
Playing Unite and also getting incredibly angry at Unite.
Yeah, it's a MOBA. You get
and I know
very
you have
angry.
as well.
Yeah, 100%.
To the point where we've got a shift schedule, so now like every 8 hours, someone else has to be angry at Unite for 8 hours. It's just it's more work.
It's kind of frustrating sometimes because, so the best way to like level up in ranked Whimsicott, and for those of you at home, in our experience has been to just like solo queue and just play by yourself with like 4 other randos.
And just to clarify too, because what they do is however many people you pair up with, you start the ranked with, they match you up with an equivalent like set. So if you go in with 5 people, you're going to get matched up with another actual party of 5 people. So you're essentially both like on the same like level of strategy. Like they're probably in a call talking while you are. Yeah. So if you go with a rando solo, generally you're more likely to be paired with 1s and or 2s, essentially. Yeah. Maybe a 3.
And you'll occasionally like get like in with decent enough players that understand how the game works. But you very often, like, I'm going to say Pokemon names and you're not going to quite understand, but my favorite thing is when you get into the lobby and then your opponent starts selecting their Pokemon. And it's like Greninja, Cinderace, Zeraora, and Gengar. And those are like the ones
so your team is the equivalent of Sweeper Kid.
Yeah. And you're just like, well, I guess I'm playing Snorlax. And then you run up to the top by yourself. And then 3 of them run to the bottom and 1 of them runs the jungle. And you're like, cool, so I guess we're losing top then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just hate the thing of like, it's that ranked and standard don't feel like what they should be.
No. Well, I think right now it's because it's very early on still.
It is early. It's the fact that like ranked is filled with, it's the game is meant to be for kids too. Like it's again, like that's the way I can think of this, explain it as baby's first MOBA. And it's like
1000%. That's what this is.
It's just the issue of if you're like, imagine you're at the top, you're top of the game. You're at the very top and you just go in queue and you just get paired with like 5 beginners and the other team is like actually a team. It's just, you just lose because the kids you're with are just like, they're kids. They don't really know the game.
Yeah. Well, I'm like the first day was real bad because they thought that the point of the game was to knock out the other Pokemon, and that's not the point of the game.
Yeah. And there are still people who just like, even I remember I just got scarred. Like a gas was just like, I'm gonna ignore all these APOM, which are like what you feed off to level up in the top and bottom routes. Like, I'm gonna skip all these APOMs and just charge. They're like level 2. Yeah. And they just die, and I'm just like, like...
It happens. It's fine.
All it takes is one little thing to just break you. Cause it's just like,
it's fine.
Oh, they do a little thing, they do a little thing, they do a little thing, and it's like, oh, they decided to go jungle as...
Yeah. We understand. We understand.
Like, there are cases where Eldegoss can jungle. It's just...
We understand.
It's like, oh, you decided to do that.
Yep. Those are MOBAs. Those are MOBAs.
Yeah. I kind of understand because like the only vaguely MOBA-like experience I've had, well, I guess it is a MOBA. I played a few matches of Star Wars Squadrons with
yeah,
a friend.
that is MOBA.
So I understand the feeling of, oh, it's just us being here having fun, and then like you run into an organized team of like 5 level 180 opponents, and you're like, I guess we're not having fun today.
Yeah. No, it feels bad when like it's just like a bunch of kids that like come in and they're obviously just wanting to have fun, like playing as like their favorite Pokemon.
Yeah, the same way that I was like, this is a flight simulator. It's the last kind of game I should be playing, but I'm on a call with my friends and I'm piloting an A-Wing. So it's cool in and of itself, you know?
That's cool. Maybe I should play that instead.
Honestly, maybe.
Yeah, I should play that instead. I don't know. What have you been up to anything fun, Whimsicott? Other than watching the world explode?
Well, actually, so it went like this. I finished Ori and the Blind Forest, and I cried a lot. Then I started watching the Olympics, and I cried quite a bit. And then I watched Black Widow, and I cried again. So I am like a tiny ball of tears, but not in like a terrible way, like in a somewhat acceptable way. So it's okay.
I saw The Green Knight last night. I went to the movies because things are definitely going to start rolling back here. I have a feeling, and I'm like, I want to go one more time before I can't anymore for another year. And so I went and saw The Green Knight last night. I would not recommend it for people unless you really liked 2001: A Space Odyssey and also The Last Temptation of Christ. This movie's like straight up. It's just like the best way to describe it. I read a review after I was done, and somebody says it's a Scorsese movie, and I'm like, yeah, it is, but Scorsese didn't direct it, and that's 100% how I would describe it. It's a Scorsese movie.
It's a Scorsese movie in slow motion.
Pretty much. That is what I would describe it as. It's like it's a very slow. It was very artsy. I think that's the right word. Like, it's one of those movies that's gonna win a bunch of awards and nobody's gonna understand why.
Yeah, I
like the general populace won't understand. The people legitimately got up and left the movie halfway through.
Wow.
Yikes.
Yeah, well, I think it's because it was just very poorly marketed. If you go to like any of the marketing for The Green Knight whatsoever, you have no idea that it's going to be this artsy movie. You think it's going to be some like Lord of the Rings type deal.
Oh.
Yeah, you have no idea what's going on in that movie most of the time, and that's okay. You have no idea what's going on. But I do recommend the Last Temptation of Christ, though. That Martin Scorsese movie, I think that's from like 1988. 100% recommend.
That's not my genre at all.
Willem Dafoe plays Jesus.
I know.
Take that for what you will.
I am familiar with the movie. I was alive when it was made, but it's not my genre.
Judas has a Brooklyn accent.
Gosh.
It's even better. Like, this movie I'm just giving you pros.
None of that sounds like a pro to me.
These are all pros. Willem Dafoe.
I mean, Willem Dafoe is super good, but I'll take him in other movies.
That movie's a lot of fun. Well, fun's maybe the wrong word. It makes you think. That's the right word. Yeah, I took a movie art class like one time in college, and like I watched all these movies, and I was just like, I don't understand why people care. I'm like, give me some cinematic candy, okay?
Yeah.
Give me some cinematic candy. I want to watch Black Widow.
That was
I did see that too. It was pretty good.
Nice. Yeah.
It was a good movie. I was okay with it.
Yeah.
People were like critical of it.
Well, so I was expecting something very heavy and dramatic, and that would not have been a plus for me. So it was a plus for me that it wasn't. Maybe it would have been a plus for other people if it had been.
I thought it was fine. It
was fun.
But
not very serious, which was okay.
This is a Pokemon podcast.
It is.
Oh, did you speaking of Pokemon in the movies, did you hear that there's a rumor that there's like a possible Pokemon live action TV show coming to Netflix?
Yes, by the producer of Lucifer, Which I don't know if that's an amazing thing or an absolutely horrifying thing.
I don't know if this is good or bad. I'm going to be completely honest.
Same.
Well, again, not surprised since Netflix owns Pokemon now since Journeys, so...
They don't own Pokemon, they license Pokemon.
It's a Netflix original. It's obviously owned by Netflix. We made this joke so many times. Now you're gonna go against it, Thatch? Come on.
Yeah, I'm going against the grain. I'm going against the grain.
I guess we're a movie podcast now.
We are a movie podcast.
On to the news.
Speaking of which, we're going to go ahead and kick it on over to the news to talk about the latest releases. So let's cue that epic music.
Live from the Lavender Town Radio Tower. This just in.
And welcome to the news. In the news, we've got, I think the biggest thing, and probably the coolest thing, is that new Pokemon Snap has announced they're going to have a free update that will release on August 4th. I believe that's Friday? No, that's not Friday. That's like Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it's like, what is the 4th?
No, that's Wednesday.
Oh, that's Wednesday.
No. Yeah, Wednesday.
No. Yeah, that's, we know dates.
It's like, it's 1 o'clock UTC, so it's like, it might be August 3rd for us?
Maybe.
Because UTC, like, it's, whatever. It depends on where you are. 3rd or 4th.
It will add 3 new areas to the game. Secret side paths on the initial level that will shrink you to a miniature size and gives you opportunities to get photos of Mons on the level.
Wow.
There's also a mighty wide river mouth with a both day and night mode. I believe that's where Feraligatr is. And a barren wilderness with both a day and a night mode. 20 new Pokemon with the update.
That's cool.
So, it's actually really cool that it's free too. Because like we knew that DLC was probable when the game released in April because we data mined it and we found that there's gaps.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool that it's actually happening, and I'm I'm happier that it's free.
Yeah, I think they looked at the playing statistics, saw that it died after 2 weeks.
Absolutely.
And we're like, if we tried to sell this for money, our retention rate would be abysmal.
Well, they need a reason to be able to sell it for Christmas, too.
Yeah, so...
that's true.
This kind of helps. This kind of gives more of an incentive, like, hey, look, here's some other stuff already in the game.
Yeah.
It's like, again, it dies so early, and this is one of those... This is like a holiday game, really. Like, this is one of those games you can pick up for a holiday as well. As, like, to supplement, essentially, BDSP or whatever else.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's going to be on sale, like, probably half off during holidays, I assume, at this rate.
I don't know. It sounds like it adds a lot to the game, though. The game's already long enough as is.
The game is a good length, especially if you're completing it. It's a bit monotonous. I don't have the effort and willingness to do that, like some other people have.
I understand.
But, like, if you really want to, you could probably dump a couple weeks, if not a month, into that game, just getting good pictures and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Absolutely. I don't know. It's definitely interesting. Yeah, that was the thing I was worried about, because they're coming out with like that little Instapic thing that had like the Pikachu thing, but it was coming out a month after the game was released in the US. And I'm like, nobody's gonna buy that. It's gonna be a month later. Like,
yeah,
it's like the game's gonna be dead by then, or dead in terms of like the zeitgeist, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, I think that's just been the story of like the past year and a half, like ever since COVID happened. You have a game like come in and out. Like you just have like one game that's like super popular at the moment. Happened with Animal Crossing, happened with Among Us, happened with Pokemon Snap. Probably is going to happen with Pokemon Unite to a smaller extent.
Yeah. Because even now, I'm already kind of like falling off a bit.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
And a lot of it has to do with what we didn't know, I think, at the time of the last episode, that there's a gold cap per week. Which other mobile
I think we
games
mentioned
do
it. I think we mentioned
you
it.
did
I don't
mention
think
it, but you weren't quite sure where it was.
Yeah, it's...
Yeah.
I think we assumed, but it's, the 2,100 coins, which is a third or a fifth of a character, depending, which is kind of rough. It just...
Yep.
For me personally, it just makes it, like, why play? Like, I'll do my dailies, and then I just shut it off until, like, 8 o'clock the next day for the dailies, do my dailies real quick, shut it off. I don't have an incentive to play, other than just doing that. Which is, it sucks. I hate that. Like, I would love to play it more. I'd like to get angry at it still, but, like, it's one of those things where it's just, like that was a nail in the coffin for me.
Yeah.
Of that, on top of all the other minor issues it has, and some major, some minor.
Speaking of Pokemon Unite,
yeah,
we got news
speaking
for
of
it.
Unite, Gardevoir was released. We already knew Gardevoir was
randomly
in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We knew it was going to be in with Blastoise at some point.
And something else. They announced there was going to be like Gardevoir, Blastoise, and like something random.
Yeah, but Gardevoir was released. It's a 8,000 coin character. It's like the mid tier for price wise. It's not free, but they released that with the costume. And I know there was some data mines for some info. We've got more info on items. I'm not going to go into all that, but there's info on that. And also some characters got data mined. I won't say that either, just for people if they don't want to look in. They can look into themselves if they want to, but there's some info floating around. I want to talk about a few other things. We actually got some TCG stuff. They had the battle style stuff with like rapid and single strike.
Yeah.
They've been teasing this fusion arts, which is like the new like.
Yeah. Isn't it like the thing where there's 4 cards for one?
Yeah.
No, that's
V Union.
No, that's V Union.
Okay.
That's V Union.
Oh.
This is a different one.
Oh, okay.
This is the new battle style essentially.
Oh, okay.
Which is fusion, and it is bonkers. It is absolutely stupid. The cards we've released are just like.
When do they come out?
I don't know, but they're that's a Japanese one. I don't know. It's gonna be like our October, November set, like our later set in the year. Cause we're getting Evolving Skies in like a couple weeks, I think, or like in a week maybe. I don't remember the date for it.
Oh, that's true. I
that
forgot
soon.
Evolving Skies is next. Yes.
But yeah, no, it's like, oh yeah, you know those other battle styles we had? Yeah, they just kind of don't work now. Cause like there's one that cancels like abilities, one that can't. It's the things that like the 12 cards they released for the archetype are already like fantastic and really strong.
That's kind of cool.
Like these were cards that were just like rotated out because they're kind of like too strong, and then like, oh here, we're just giving it to this thing too, and then here's a Pokemon that just does any attack for 2 colorless, and it's like what? It's a what? It's only like for fusion mons, but again, it's still like there's a good enough stuff there. It's dumb. You can look at Pokebeach for like what the actual cards do.
It kind of sounds like to me like just any late generation TCG stuff.
Yeah.
Like it always gets nutsos like right at the end.
Yeah. It's just, this is like, okay, we're just gonna make things dumb. But yeah, you can, if you want to look at the info, there's some stuff on Pokebeach.com. They've got some of the translations for the cards, and they're good. And another quick thing, Masters had a bunch of stuff announced for like their 2nd anniversary, I think, and stuff like that. You want to look at Cerebi or look in some, just probably other sites you can find the info on. I'm not gonna talk about every single thing. But there's a bunch of stuff that got announced with that. The only thing I will talk about, though, is if you've played Masters for a little bit, you've probably seen Lear, the guy with, like, the pointy purple, like, light purple hair and the red glasses. They finally put him into the game, and his little, cronies. Like, you can finally use them in the game. You can finally roll for them, grab them. And I think if you log in during this time, you'll get Sawyer for free, who's actually not that bad.
Oh.
Dark Support, which is, only other one I think is Piers, which is a 5-star, so... Not a terrible idea to log in and get them for free. But, yeah, they are on the actual banner right now. So, it's just kind of cool to finally see those guys as characters in-game with their Pokemon. And they're having a Hoopa. Like, I'll take it.
Oh, so, moving on then.
Yes.
We got battling news. And Series 10 starts, I think.
Yeah, we finally have something new. Series 10 of Online Ranked Battle has begun, and the big news is that you cannot Dynamax. Dynamax is banned. What is not banned is restricted Pokemon. You can have one of them on your team. So this is completely unlike every other meta we've had so far, because you're missing... I mean, so in Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
Because they never banned Dynamax before. Dynamax was banned in like 6v6 or U1 Smogon. But then the ban list is completely different there, and it's 6v6. So it's very interesting. And I think this is especially going to make VGC interesting. But Battle Spot singles or Battle Stadium singles should also be pretty interesting. And if you've been bored, you might want to check this out.
They also, a lot of people have been complaining about it, actually. They're just like, these Pokemon are going to run too rampant. And it's just like, yeah, probably. I don't think they care, though.
Maybe.
I don't think TPCI cares at this point.
Yeah. As you said, it's a tail end of something.
I'm more curious about Series 11. Because this one ends at the end of October. BDSP doesn't come out until November. So there's obviously going to be a Series 11. They're not just going to cut it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm kind of curious to see what they do there. I mean, there's always this little piece of me that keeps continuously hoping for the free Sword and Shield update for the Diamond and Pearl mons.
Yeah.
Like, there's this little part of me that just keeps hoping. Which is unfortunate, but
yeah.
I keep hoping. I can keep hoping, right?
I mean, it would not be too much unlike what they did for the Isle of Armor when some Pokemon were made usable a few weeks before they became catchable in the Isle of Armor.
That's what I'm hoping. We'll see. I'm not going to hold my breath though.
Yeah, probably better not to.
I'm not going to hold my breath. I want to see it. All right, so Pokemon Go, we'll finish out with that. Chimico is your new breakthrough research reward for the month of August. I guess that's somewhat rare, so enjoy. If you're a hardcore Pogo player, please remember new people are trying to play the game and they probably don't have a Chimico yet. Thank you very much.
Fair.
That's been Thatch's PSA. I've got my friends, Mark and Ryan, who are probably listening to the show right now. And,
hi Ryan, hi Mark.
Yeah. Hi Ryan, hi Mark. And they we have a group chat, and like when something like this comes out, they're just like, man, this is kind of lame. And yeah, I guess. But Pokemon Go, like what they do most of the time, I call it fishing. Because they're fishing for whales, right? They're trying to get somebody else hooked to the game.
Yeah.
And try to get somebody to spend money, because they have the lowest player base they ever had, but the highest profits. And that's for a reason. So they're going to do whatever they're doing. They did announce some spotlight hours, not all of them though. And I think this has to do with the fact that we have a couple of like random ultra challenges happening at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
That were unlocked during GoFest. So August 3rd is Magnemite, 2 times catch Stardust. August 4th is East Seychellos, which is 2 times catch Experience. August 17th is, I assume, East Seychellos again, or it's a typo. For 2 times catch Candy. And then 24th and 31st, they haven't announced which Pokemon they are yet. And I assume that's for special reasons. Maybe they'll unlock something cool. I don't know.
Well,
it could also be lame. That's Pokemon Go for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Pokemon Go for you. I think that's the news. If you're listening, Summer League is wrapping up right now. So unfortunately, it's over and you've missed it.
Yep.
Yeah. By the time you're hearing this, it's
definitely over. It's definitely over by the time you're listening to this. Badge collection's over. So I guess you missed it. That's your fault. Keep tuned in for more cool things that we're doing though. I've got a few things in the pipeline that we're working on, though Thatch has like a bunch of times he has to not do the show in the next couple of months, so maybe we'll slow it down.
Something I'm going to try to work on soon too, personally. Like I talked to you about it. I haven't done it yet though. I need to get working on that.
Absolutely.
Check in with where things are with that. So hopefully that'll get set up.
On that note, we are going to call it quits here, and we're going to kick it on over to PUCL's Poke Quiz, where we're going to quiz your co-host on their insane Pokemon knowledge.
Oh, hi, and welcome to the Poke Quiz, the part of the show where we quiz our co-hosts on their insane Pokemon knowledge. I'm Mark, here to explain the rules. Our fabulous co-hosts will work as a team to answer 5 Pokemon-themed trivia questions that fans have submitted on the Discord server. Each question is worth 1 point, with Pokedex and multiple answer questions worth more, for a total of 7 points. The host can use a free hint at any time. If they get all the answers correct and do not use the hint, they can cash it in for an 8th point.
And welcome to PUCL's Poke Quiz. Thank you to Mark from the Dunsparce Gang for giving us that wonderful introduction to the rules. We are going to go ahead and get started then without further ado. Our first question today for you guys is going to come to you from Bowling for Bear. How many Psychic-type moves are available to use in Gen 1? You get a plus or minus 2 on this. They told me that in the question. I don't know if that was Liger or Bowling for Bear that did that.
Psychic?
How many psychic in general? Like, that's hard.
Psychic type moves, yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Like,
I have seen a number, you get plus or minus 2, so there's like a 5 window.
God.
Okay. I know for sure Psychic, Barrier, which is one he maybe would forget.
Barrier, Confusion, and Psybeam were the ones I was thinking of off the top of my head.
Barrier,
Teleport is just 5.
Psybeam. Psychic is there. Teleport is there.
Yeah,
so that's 5 so far.
Yeah.
Dream Eater? Was Dream Eater a thing? in Gen 1?
Hypnosis was. I think Dream Eater was I don't know if Dream Eater was. I know Hypnosis was, so that's 6.
Yes.
Was Light Screen and Reflect in there? I don't know if they were.
No, I think they only had Barrier.
The thing is, the issue too, there's some moves that were Gen 2, but they don't feel like they're Gen 2.
Has Kinesis always been a signature move of the Opera line? Or did it come around later?
I want to say it was signature of them. Like that and Telekinesis, I think, were both Gen 1.
Okay.
Because Kinesis you saw in like Gen 1 and you never really saw it again.
Yeah.
So that's 8 right now, I think?
Yeah, either 7 or 8, or 8 or 9.
I think it's 8 because we were at 6 with Hypnosis, then with Kinesis, Telekinesis, that's 8.
Yeah.
Trying to think of anything else. I really think the screens were in Gen 1, but I'm not entirely sure.
So do you think we should answer 10, since we have a plus or minus 2? That covers the screen being there and not being there, if we have our math right so far.
Yeah, so far I think 10. Trying to think what other moves could exist that were psychic type, that were possibly things. Amnesia.
Wait.
Amnesia
and Mind Reader.
Mind Reader was normal type, I think. I don't think
normal type? Okay.
It's normal type now. I don't think it was a psychic type then.
Okay.
But Amnesia, that makes it another one. So we're at 11.
11 is our answer, yes.
Yeah. What else?
How about...
I'm trying to think of like things that other Pokemon got, like Confuse Race Ghost.
Yeah, Meditate wasn't there.
Meditate
I don't think it was there.
Think. Meditate was there.
Oh.
Because Drowsy gets it.
But did it get it in Gen 1?
I don't know entirely, but I have a weird feeling it did. I'd rather just say yes and say 12 at this point. I'd rather just shove it in there.
Okay, we might be overshooting, but...
We might be a little bit.
Do you guys want to put any buffer in that you're forgetting about something?
Yeah, exactly. So 12 sounds.
You could always, like, just throw a buffer in, yeah. Throw in, like,
I'd rather have, like, that 1 point, like, we'll just say...
Throw in a 1 or 2.
I want to think of some other, like, what else is there?
I am going to need an answer here.
Psychic. Okay.
I'm just going to need a number.
Let's just say 12.
Do we want to say 12 or 13? Okay, let's say 13.
I feel like I'm forgetting 1 or 2 anyways.
Yeah.
13.
13 puts you within the margin of error. The answer is 15.
Ooh.
So the moves that were available in Generation 1, Agility, Amnesia, Barrier, Confusion, Dream Eater, Hypnosis.
Dream Eater was there then, okay.
Kinesis, Light Screen, Meditate, Psybeam, Psychic, Psywave, Reflect, Rest, and Teleport.
Rest, right.
You
missed a couple, but you got the number right. That's all that matters, right?
Yeah, I'll take it. I'm just curious now. I'm trying to like see the cross of it, like where you messed stuff up now. I'm like,
that was a surprisingly high number and a surprisingly tough question.
Yeah, we missed Rest, Psywave, Dream Eater. We mentioned Dream Eater, but I don't think we put it in for the answer. I guess we could say that was 13. Sure.
I think I counted it as a maybe.
It was a maybe, yeah. I was unsure, to be honest. I thought it was, because I remember Dream Eater's thing being there again, but it's just one of those moves that, within that weird borderline of, like, is it Gen 1, is it Gen 2?
Yeah.
You don't really remember?
I think I was on the side of it being there because I've played more Gen 1 than Gen 2, and I remembered it being there, so...
All right, we're going to have to move on. This next one is from Lambo, and he wants to know, what are the only 2 types that are resistant to each other? Resistant, not immune. No immunities.
One is Bug and Fighting. Bug and Fighting are resisted by each other.
It's just 2 types. I just need the 2 types that are resisted by each other.
So it's Bug and Fighting.
That is correct.
Yeah. Yeah, sounds right.
Correct.
I'm like, I was thinking about Pheromos. I'm like, yeah, but Pheromos is quarter resistant to, like...
Both of those.
Yeah. It's not quad resistant to... No, it's not quad resistant to either, because they don't resist themselves.
Oh, that's true. They're half resistant. That's true.
Is it really half resistant? That's said quarter.
No, it's half.
No.
Either way.
It just dies anyway because it has 0 defenses, so you might think it's 4 times, but no, it's just 2 times.
Oh yeah, it is just half.
All right. So I'm going to give you this question only because Shampoo's here today.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Because he, I think, is the only person that will be able to answer this. The Pokedex entry question today isn't a Pokemon. In fact, it's a person.
What?
Because they have entries from Pokemon Master ZX.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay. I don't know if I'll be able to get this.
Name dressed up in a new outfit to celebrate a special event. With a new chic outfit and a cute bag, her coordination with her Whimsicott is spot on.
Serena.
Serena.
Yeah, it's Serena.
Serena is correct. Serena is correct.
The only reason I knew it is because it's the, one of two characters I actually tried to get. One was N because it's N, and one was her because it was a Whimsicott.
There's also a hint entry. The hint entry was, this trainer from Kalos loves Pokemon and fashion. She's usually cheerful and upbeat, but when a battle starts, her demeanor shifts, revealing her calm, serious side.
I wouldn't have got it unless you said Whimsicott, because I'm like, okay, there's enough, holiday units at this point where, without having a certain holiday named, it would be hard to tell, which one it is.
Mm-mm.
Absolutely. But you guys are 4 for 3 now. So your next question is worth 2 points, depending on how many answers you can give me. This is going to be from Big Cat Bruce. There are 6 answers. I will give you a point for every 2 of them that you give me. So I only need 4 for your total points. If you want to do all 6, you can obviously go ahead and give them to me. But this one is, what 6 moves does the ability Aroma Veil protect a Pokemon and its allies from?
Aroma Veil. That is, I believe, Taunt, Torment.
That's 2 of them. Yes, that's a point.
So it's like the ability equivalent of a white herb.
Attract a third answer, yes.
It's like Mental Herb. It prevents, Taunt, Torment,
So it should also work on, Encore, if you haven't mentioned it yet.
Encore is the 4th answer, yeah. There are 2 more. So you guys got the full points.
Can we know the exact text of Aroma Veil, or
you guys just got all the points, though.
I want to figure out the other 2.
I feel like rights.
I am not supposed to give you the additional information. You're just supposed to know what Aroma Veil is. We can pull it up. We can pull it up now that the question's over, though. The game's text says it protects itself and allies from attacks that limit their move choice.
So it would be like Embargo?
Embargo is not correct, no.
No, it's item. Embargo is item. It would,
Oh, it's,
Follow me? No, that wouldn't work.
Okay, I'm going to give you the answer since you already got the points, and you guys are obviously riding the struggle bus. Disable and Heal Block are the other 2.
Disable makes sense. Heal Block I wouldn't have gotten Heal Block.
Good thing we only needed 2 points.
So you guys are at 6 for 4. Your last question, as always, is your base stat question. And this one's going to come to you from Charizardace. Charizardace wants to know, which ice type has the highest speed?
Ooh.
Ice type highest speed.
You do have the hint, but if you get this correct, you get the extra point for not using it.
Yeah. Might be Glastrier? No. No.
Glastrier with its base 50.
Under Trick Room, maybe. Okay, so...
Don't think it's Cryogonal. I think Cryogonal's 105.
Yeah, and Alolan Ninetales is higher than that. It's 109.
I think Weavile... Is Weavile 105?
Weavile is very high. I think Weavile might be maybe 110 Weavile, or 115. Probably 110.
I'm trying to think what else is faster. Because it could be also Megas thinking about it too.
Darmanitan is not fast, right?
No, it's 9. Oh, wait.
Because Zen mode Darmanitan...
No. Galarian Zen mode.
Yeah, that's
Galarian
crazy,
Zen
right?
mode, it's at 130 and it's got 160 attack.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything else. I'll hold it for a second, but...
Yeah, because, Ice-type legendaries, Articuno's not that fast, Kyurem is not that fast.
No, Kyurem doesn't, breach 100. Regice is up there, but it's about the same.
No.
No. I'm trying to think of another Mega that actually
Frostlass is not that fast.
No, it's base 80 or 90. Can't really think of another Ice-type that's fast. Mr. Mime Galar is 100, which is up there, but it's not, top.
And Rhyme is not faster, right?
No, Mime's slow. Mr. Rhyme is slower.
Okay.
Glalie gets to 100 at Mega.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I guess. I'm gonna say it was Darmanitan Zen mode, the Galarian one.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I think that's my final answer, because I can't think of any other ice types that are, up there.
Galarian, Darmanitan, Zen mode, is that your answer?
Yeah. Watch it be wrong, it's 115.
That is correct. That is base 135. Next is Ice-Q with the greatest typo of all time. Ice-Q noise mode. Noise mode with or no ice.
116
with 130
or 113
130.
Oh, 130.
No, there's only one way to pronounce that, and you know it if you've seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Noise.
Then
Weavile and Sneasel at 115. Frostless at 110 and Alolan Ninetales at 109.
Oh, I'm maybe thinking defense there, 80.
Yeah, the defenses are bad. Frostlass is fast.
Yeah, I forgot it was that fast. I remember seeing this defense stats, because I looked at it recently for something else.
Back in Gen 4, it used to be a suicide lead.
Yes.
Yeah.
So. I like suicide leads.
I miss them, but, they've gone away with Team Preview.
Yeah, they have. They're just really nice because they're just easy helmet mods to play. You don't really, you're essentially your team is like, I'm playing with 5 mods.
Yeah.
And I just use this to get that one thing I want or get that one advantage and go from there. Trick Room Hatterene. He's like, I'm gonna set Trick Room and then blow up and then go to my next mod. Sounds terrible, but that's what you do with it.
But you guys got a perfect run today. That's 8 points. So that will, of course, change up the standings. I think it gives us a lot of new things. You're actually pretty high, Shamu, for where you
I should be pretty close now. Almost 2 perfect.
You are tied for second place, I will tell you that right now. You are tied for second place. I have to do math in my head real quick. I probably got it wrong, but I already forgot, and that's okay. So, in first place, we have Whimsicott with 21 points.
Oh.
In second place, we've got a 3-way tie between Seth, Vilo, Lydian, and Shamu with 15 points. In fifth, we have Sublime with 8. And in a 4-way tie for 6th, we've got P. McKee, R. Sigma, Jashur, and Claude9 with 7. And then Baskets on the bottom with 6. Still anybody's game. So we will see where it goes from there. Until then, guys, we are going to move it on over to the topic. Hey guys, if you haven't already, be sure to head over to Patreon and check out our PUCL Anime Club podcast, where we go over Pokemon journeys, talk about the episodes. You can listen to the commentary real time as you watch the show, or you can just go ahead and listen to our review episode that we do at the end. You just have to go over to Patreon and be at the $5 tier to be able to access it. I think it's been a lot of fun making, and I hope if you decide to go and listen to it, you have a great time listening to it as well. But until then, keep on listening to the show, and you've got a topic to get to. And welcome to the topic. Our topic today is Pokemon gimmicks. Are they good? Are they bad? Are they good? Or should they be something else? So gimmicks, we're going to be very broad about this. We're going to do both competitive gimmicks and also design gimmicks as well.
What we think of the gimmick might not be what you think of the gimmick.
Exactly.
It's kind of more of our opinion on this too, because
absolutely.
Before recording, me and Whimsicott were having discussions on that.
A wonderful argument. It was a very good one. I liked it. I was going to do the same thing, but I was glad Shamu did it for me. I want to kick things off then with just a design gimmick, just because there's some really silly Pokemon gimmicks you can do. They're just gimmicky Pokemon that really have nothing to do with the game other than just to be collectible, I feel like.
Yeah.
I guess that kind of sucks, but I would like to see a few other things added, like Delibird. I am so intrigued by Delibird on a lot of levels. Really? Yeah, okay. So Delibird, one, it's the only Pokemon with present, which is obviously super gimmicky move. Hey, it's really cute. It's Santa Claus bird. Mm-hmm. You can increase its move pool through egg moves and stuff like this. I was really into it back in Gen 4. Let's get the hashtag going, I guess. His stats are garbage. Mm-hmm. Doesn't make sense to me because you could make his stats whatever you want to make his stats at this point because his move is present.
Yeah.
He base 330 total. Oh my gosh, that's awful.
Wow.
He gets a lot of moves. Oh, now he learns actually a move by level up. He learns Drill Peck at 25.
Wow.
That's his only move he learns in the by level up, by the way.
Yeah, well, Drill Peck is a really good move, so I wouldn't complain.
Yeah, he got that in Gen 7 too.
He got that with it by level too?
Yeah, by level in Gen 7, level 25. That's when they added it. That's interesting.
Not that many people have a fireplace anymore. He needs a way to make his way through your walls and into your house to deliver the presents.
Looking at his move pool, I'm like, his move pool is actually good.
It's not a bad move pool, right?
I'm sorry, you're okay, it gets Drill Run.
Yeah.
It gets Seed Bomb and Gunk Shot, which is it's always fun to see that. Whenever I see Seed Bomb and Gunk Shot, I just think of Pachirisu. Because Pachirisu gets that as well.
He gets surprisingly decent stuff. I just wish they made him better. I understand, he's just supposed to be, this throwaway Pokemon.
Yeah.
That you're just you catch it, and you get the meme. Haha.
Yeah.
I would love for his stats to have at least been good. You know what I mean?
Or at least decent.
You got 75 speed, and that's your best stat. You've got a better physical move pools and special, and you're more specially oriented with your stats. Have fun.
I would love to see something more I don't know, like base 450 or something would be fine.
I think you need a little bit of a buff attack-wise, especially when you're getting a Drill Peck and Present, both are physical attacks, and you've got higher special than physical. Maybe swap them at the very least.
More than that, but he needs a lot of work, okay, stat-wise?
At the very least, is what I'm getting at.
I just think he's a gimmicky Pokemon that could use more love.
Yeah.
He's just so intriguing to me.
When you were going on about this Gimmicky being completely unrelated to battling and being a collector's item, I was like, this is going to go to Poltegeist, isn't it?
Is it? I don't know. Poltegeist is okay in competitive, actually, it turns out.
Yeah, but his gimmick has nothing to do with its abilities in battle.
I know. It's dumb.
It's so dumb. Like, I wish it had, like, a move that it only gets in its authentic form or something like that. Not a useful move, but at least something.
Isn't it like super rare to get?
It is incredibly rare to get it.
It's only 1% of wildly caught Sinistea. You can't breed for it.
Yeah, that's what I thought. You can't
increase your chances in any way. It's very dumb.
Yeah, I think they did have the raid event for it though, thankfully. Saved me and my Beast Ball text for that one.
I don't even know that I would call that a gimmick per se, but more of just like a really fine detail.
It's so tiny that I don't know why they bothered.
I guess it's just an eye to detail of, like, again, it's the concept of, like, fine china, kind of like sometimes it's fake type thing. Like, you know, like, I kind of like the concept of it. I'm glad it didn't really do.
Exactly.
I'm more or less glad it didn't have anything special to it, because then, even if it's bad, that could have a case and scenario where that move is viable, and it's like, I'd rather not have to think about that than have to think about that.
I guess, but for me, it's more like, it's such a minuscule thing that while the concept is valid, it feels like the remnant of a bigger idea that got mostly scrapped.
You might not be wrong.
That could be.
You might not be wrong.
It's weird.
Yes, absolutely. Are there any like gimmicky Pokemon you were thinking of, Shamu?
A lot of things I was thinking of more were like abilities and
like what
kind of like pairs. So plus and minus, and we can just kind of make it with PUCL and minus. And for this case, like. Okay, so it's a doubles ability for one, because you need them both on both plus and minus on your field to, like, make it work. And it's just like, but you're never gonna use it, because why would you use that when you can use a better ability? And then even then, like, PUCL and minus are not the strongest Pokemon. They, like, in a lower tier, I know you can do some stuff with them, but, like, it's a lot of those pair abilities they made and, like, pair attack.
In Gen 3, they were really bad about that, because I feel like they were really trying to push the double battles. Back in Gen 3. I
wish they had a standalone effect and a pair effect. That's what they need. They need like a double effect. Like, oh, if you're alone, you get this, but if you're with this, maybe it's a bit more of a boost. Or it's this.
It reminds me of like the pledge moves. It's kind of like what the pledge moves got, right?
Yeah.
I was gonna go into that too. Like, you see the pledge move, they're meant to be in double battles, and it's like, it's a cool concept. You get some really cool, unique field effects, but it's like, you're never gonna use this. You're just gonna use better offense, and like, you're not really using, like, I'm not gonna send out two offensive monsters at the same time. Usually, I'm usually gonna send out like more of a support and an offensive. There's cases for either or, yes.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like they have these cool ideas, but they don't know quite how to balance them. They always err on the side of caution.
Yeah, they're always on the side of caution. They're too afraid to make something a little too busted, which I'm glad for to a degree, but at the same time, it's like, that's when we don't get anything really cool, it's because you can't take that extra step forward and just say, let's do this, because even then, it's like, it's not gonna always be broken.
Oh man, so there's a set of Pokemon that aren't starters that can learn pledge moves, and you're gonna be very upset when you learn who they are.
Oh no.
Oh, the monkeys, and I believe Silvally.
They're the monkeys.
Oh no.
Silvally can also learn.
Silvally doesn't get it.
Does it not?
Nope.
I thought it did.
I'm looking at water pledge at least. Maybe it gets fire and grass, but it doesn't get water.
I thought Silvally got the pledges. I could be wrong.
I think he gets something else. He does not get the pledges though. Maybe it was an event, but I don't see it in the standard level up. Oh no, in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, Silvally is programmed to be able to taught Fire Pledge. However, the move tutor will only offer to teach it Grass Pledge.
Oh.
That is the weirdness. That's okay.
Yeah, it's got Grass Pledge on its move pool for move tutors and Sword and Shield.
Yeah. It's got its italics because it's the only Pokemon that can't learn it or can't get stabbed from it. Yeah, I don't know. Silvali's weird. Yeah. Silvali's a weird Pokemon.
Silvally could get stabbed from Grass Pledge. What do you mean? Just turn it to Grass type.
That's true. Yeah. That's true, actually. That's true. Okay. Yeah. I mean, the pledges are a weird gimmick. I mean, double battle gimmicks in general are just like, we tried, I guess.
Yeah, that's one thing. They try to make a lot of double battle gimmicks, and not a lot of them worked. Because again, no one wants to dedicate themselves to
so like the Pokemon, like the Pokemon they made for like double battle specifically too, like they're just like, oh, here's two, here's like a pair, like they had PUCL and Minam and like Volbeat and Illumise.
I thought about Volbeat and Illumise. No, Volbeat was good. I'm not gonna say it's OU tier or anything like that. Like it's broken, but it did get Tail Glow. Tail Glow is really dumb.
That is true. It does get Tail Glow. That gets
Tail Glow. It's like they both have their unique. They don't do well as just like a pair exactly, but on their own, I think they both get Prankster too.
They took Tail Glow out, right?
They did take it out. They used to get it though. Is the thing I was getting at, but now it's like a little.
There's only one Pokemon that would be able to get it now, and that's Circuitry, and that's probably okay.
Yeah,
it's not there. So
they were good in past gens, especially with Tail Glow. Tail Glow allowed, like, I think with Volbeat to just be a monster. Because again, okay, it's Tail Glow. Like, that's dumb. That's a dumb move.
It was actually its signature move in Gen 3. Fun fact.
Makes sense.
Good for you, Volbeat, trying to be a Pokemon. Good for you. I remember when Kricketot was revealed back before Gen 4 came out. Everybody thought Kricketot was like a shared pre-evo between Volbeat and Illumise.
Oh, why would they think that?
If you look at them, you can see it if you look.
I kind of see it, but it is a different style. Yeah, I kind of see it. It's just a little oval body type thing, and it could kind of use a little imagination. You can make it work.
I don't know. I would not have agreed with the theories if I had seen them at the time.
It's hard to say when you know Cricketune exists.
Well, yeah, we know Cricketune exists. So
but even with that, like, we didn't know at the time. Doesn't share any colors with Illumise, and the shade of red is wrong for Volbeat.
Okay, we weren't very good at theorizing back in the year of our Lord 2006, okay?
Because you were very tiny.
I wasn't very tiny. I was probably shorter than I am now. That's probably true.
Oh, man. That's right. You boys do keep growing after you're 12.
Yes, that is true. I didn't. That is something that happens, yes.
Can you believe I was the tallest in my class until, like, 6th grade?
I can believe that.
Like, I'm not even 5'5". Oh,
so, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that was a fun fact for you, though. Other gimmicks I think are fun, but could be better. Let me think.
Well,
go ahead.
I have one.
Yeah?
I don't know if you would count it as a gimmick. I don't think Shamu would, but it's Meteor.
I do think Meteor is more of a gimmick. I will agree with you there.
Yeah.
Because it mainly comes down to shields down, which is like, it's in the same vein as like Zen mode.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Isn't it just like Zen mode?
In a way, yes.
It's a pure swap.
Also, old Zen mode sucked, and new Zen mode is okay.
The new Zen mode is really good. The old one really sucked. Meteor is extremely circumstantial because it depends so much on what they actually hit you with. Because the only way to guarantee you going into shields down mode is to use like 2 substitutes on an even number of HPs. But you don't want to do that. Not really. So it's very weird that it has this really cool gimmick when, like, it has all those colors, but you only get to see them in certain circumstances that are not as easy to proc as you might want them to be, both for, like, in-game and competitive. So I think that one is actually balanced because it's going to fail a fair amount of the time, you know?
Yeah, it's balanced. It's kind of like how, like, isn't that the category of them where they change, like, shields, or whatever, what's it called?
Shields up and shields down form?
I'm thinking of Aegislash, whatever its stance ability is called.
Okay.
It's in the vein of that, and, like, Zen mode, of where it changes depending on a certain scenario, and it's like, stance is like, I would call Aegislash the viable version, just because what Aegislash is.
Aegislash
and, like, Miniors isn't that, it's like in the middle ground between, like, Aegislash and Darmanitan, where Zen mode's like, the new one is better just because Galarian Zen mode's actually viable.
Meteor is going to fail enough of the time that you don't feel like it's an overwhelming gimmick, but at the same time, it's gonna fail enough of the time that you might find it to be a slightly frustrating gimmick.
Well, what you would do with Meteor is you just run Sash. and you run, we talked about it earlier, a suicide lead.
Depending on what you're doing with it, you might want to shell smash, and instead of having sash, you might want to have a white herb, because like I used it in Draft League, and that was usually my go-to because I knew what I would be facing, and I could like EV because it's actually pretty bulky in its shields up form.
100 defense or 80 defense?
No, it's got 100. Like it might even have 120 somewhere. No, I think it's 100 in both defenses. And then the cool thing is that you don't usually need that much speed because you're shell smashing and you go to 120 in core form. So you can actually put a lot of EVs like in HP or defenses to take the hit that you know you're gonna take. And then you don't have to care about like weather, like hail or something like that, messing up your sash. Because I was the kind of person who drafted both LL and Ninetales and Meteor on the same team because I was dumb. So it's a gimmick that is not completely unique in the way that you can use it, because you have like 3 or 4 ways that you can use it. It's never going to be too good and it's never going to be too bad.
I would say something along the same lines of that is Zoroark.
Yeah.
Where like it's got its gimmick, which is like, hey, I transform into something, or like I have illusion. And I think it works well because like it's been used up into like UU tiers pretty successfully. I think it works pretty well. I like that one. In terms of like a balanced one, like a balanced gimmick, I think that's a balanced gimmick. Yeah,
it is. And you can also use that in a couple of different ways, because you can either make it look like something that will force switch out, like you can mask it as something very offensive and very threatening, or you can mask it as something bulky that will require a different kind of switch or a different kind of move to be used. Like imagine you like turning it into a Chansey and someone taunting you and you laughing in their face. You know? Well,
yeah, along the same lines, like, it's just,
it's a technical way. It's got a lot of technical play you can do with it. Like, you can, a lot of mind games, which is why I like Aegis Flashback and Kalos.
Those are the kinds of gimmicks I would love to see more of in Pokemon. Those are the types of gimmicks. Like, I don't know.
I think a lot of the stuff, I just want to see, like, riders on abilities. Like, I'm used to PTU, kind of, because PTU makes a lot of these, like light metal, heavy metal. Like, yeah, they have a use. You take less damage or more damage from, like, whatever, low kick, stuff like that. Like, dealing with the weight. But, like, other than that, it's a useless ability. It's a placeholder. And, like, PTU stuff that, it's like, oh, they at least give it an extra rider, like, oh, here, in, like, a playtest, like, you get more defense or more speed and less of the other, depending. In certain playtest stuff. And it's like, I like seeing that extra rider because it makes those abilities decent. But like, again, you can't take that into actual Pokemon because it's a whole different game. But I would like to see, like, how they do with Inner Focus and, like, Scrappy and other things. I don't think Scrappy actually had it. I can't rember.
They did a good job with Inner Focus, I think, in Gen 8.
With, like, the Intimidate reduction. Or, like, no Intimidate, you're immune.
The Intimidate check was very good.
I like that. I wish they did that to more abilities, because that makes, like, again, we'll say heavy metal, light metal, even, like, plus and minus, giving them an extra thing, like, oh, they can't have a special attack drop or something. That gives you a reason to run them.
Oh, yeah, like, you're talking about, like, the useless abilities. You're talking about, like, useless abilities.
Yeah, I'm talking about more useless abilities, because, like, they're, to a degree, because, like, okay, heavy metal, light metal, they have a gimmick that they're trying to do with, like, oh, you aren't as heavy, or you are heavier. And, like, plus and minus, you're supposed to use these in double battles. Like, I wish there was a way I don't have to, I can still use that ability, but not have to follow their gimmick, because that gimmick is useless in 99% of the scenarios.
Yeah.
Because even, like, we can go to Battery, which is, like, another version of, like, plus or minus, but that's actually, like, it's not given out that much, because I think only, like, I know Charjabug gets it, I think that's it. But, like, even then, like, that has a gimmick, which is still kind of useful in scenarios. It's still not good. It's just that it's not wide distributed, because it is, like, it's a 30% special attack boost for the other Pokemon.
I remember, like, another gimmick that I would have liked to use, and with just a couple of tweaks, there was a point where it might have been decent, is, what is it? Charims.
Oh, yeah.
Flower Gift.
Yeah, Flower Gift. It's like, it's almost a decent partner for a Mega Charizard Y in a VGC setting, except the stats it boosts should be the opposite ones?
I will say it's actually okay now. Because Cherrim got Solar Blade. And has access to Play Rough. So it comes down to the issue of Cherrim's actual stats itself just being terrible.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why I was focusing on it as a booster for Charizard Y.
Actually, looking at Cherrim's stats, Delibird would love these, okay?
Yeah, Delibird would love it. And again, Cherrim it has more special attack than attack, so yeah, I guess it would like it, but it does have physical moves to make work with it.
Yeah.
It's just the issue of, I guess, really, I'm in the wrong decks, actually. Let me check this again. Yeah, still same stats. Okay, I want to make sure. It gets a good move pool. It's got terrible base stats to use it, really. Cause 85 speed isn't terrible, but it's not enough to really make it viable. And then it's got 60 attack. That's not good. It's got 87 special attack. Yeah, if you had a special attack boost, it might be a bit more viable, but even then, you're not really outclassing anything with it.
Yeah.
It's, the very least, they fixed its move pool to a degree, so you could actually use other moves that aren't just, 2 attacks. Cause that was the issue too, its move pool was just terrible. Now it's got an actual, move pool for support and other things, so it got Solar Blade, there's a physical version of Solar Beam. You get Draining Kiss, you get, Play Rough, Dazzling Gleam, Pollen Puff, of one of the few mods that do get Pollen Puff. You do get Sword Bomb, or not Sword Bomb, Seed Bomb.
Wow, Sword Bomb sounds like a really, really over-the-top move.
Sword Bomb.
Sword Bomb,
that's what we need. That's Zacian's new physical move once Dynamax is gone. It's not going to be Behemoth Blade, it's going to be Sword Bomb. He just chucks it at somebody.
Exactly. And it explodes into 1,000 swords.
Yes. All right, I think this is a good place to wrap it up.
Yeah, there's a lot more. We did stuff we missed on.
Absolutely, but that's for next week. You let us know what your favorite gimmick is and how you might make it better at puclpodcast@gmail.com. I'll read it in the mailbag next week. So do that. We're going to kick it on over now, guys, to the Pokemon of the episode. We'll catch you on the flip-flop.
Poke of the episode.
And welcome to the Pokemon of the episode. Our Pokemon of the episode this week is National Dex number 146, Moltres, the Malevolent Pokemon.
The Pokemon Sword entry for Galarian Moltres states, this Pokemon's sinister, flame-like aura will consume the spirit of any creature it hits. Victims become burned out. Oh, you haven't heard the worst part yet. Victims become burned out shadows of themselves.
Oh, cool. Cool.
Cool, yeah.
It's fine. And according to Peony, it's barely lukewarm. That's apparently what Peony says, which is... I love it. That's barely lukewarm, but yeah, it'll burn your soul out. Yeah, no big deal.
Man, so Moltres, the Galarian Moltres has actually been taking competitive by storm. Actually, it's probably
really good.
I think it's the best out of the three. We were all expecting Articuno initially to be good, but then it's Galarian Moltres. No.
Well, it's a dark flying type, which is already a decent type on top.
That is a very good typing.
It's not Mandibuzz bulky, but it's close enough, and it's got actual
a crazy
stats.
Ability.
Yeah, so...
And an ability that you can easily abuse, which the set we have here will abuse.
Yeah, so what ended up happening is they swapped it, regular Moltres' special defense with its special attack, and then again, it swapped the special attack stat with the attack stat of regular Moltres. So it's base 100 special attack, base 125 special defense, still 90 speed, which is pretty good, 90 HP, which is pretty good, 85 attack, who cares, and 90 defense, which is decent as well. Makes it a bulky monster.
You're at a stat point where you can kind of go either way. If you heavily invest into a stat, you can make it good in that stat. That's what 90 is. 80, anything under 90 is a little rough because then you're kind of not hitting the right numbers, but essentially 90 and up is where you can do something with that stat.
I think they did a really good job as well, just with its move pool and balancing it so it didn't have anything too crazy. So it's actually
they all got one or two really moves that are really cool and fun, but even then Moltres doesn't need it. All you need is stab.
You need that stab, yep, and that's about it.
You really need, all you need is Fiery Wrath, and you're good.
Which is stab, it's stab.
Oh, it is stab, yeah, exactly, it's stab, it's signature move stab, and it's all you need.
So, we've got you a very bulky Moltres today. It's Galarian Moltres holding a Chesto Berry with its ability Berserk, which is the same ability that Drampa had back in Gen 7. I guess now too, because Drampa made it, right? Drampa made the cut?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Did it in the cut in the base game.
Cool. And then, so this Galarian Moltres has EVs that are obviously very obvious. 204 HP, 12 defense, 132 special attack, 4 special defense, and 156 speed. Some of that's level 50 tricks. That I'm not sure.
I don't know if we said if this was BSS or not, but this is BSS.
Yes. It's got 0 attack because why not? Fiery Wrath, so that you can just do a ton of Moltres damage. You've got Hurricane because it's a flying type, so why not? Nasty Plot, so you can power up your special defense or your special attack. And then Rest is the other move, which is a little out of the ordinary, but you can get a Chesto Resto Moltres going for your recovery.
Yeah, so you meant to just take advantage of Berserk, essentially. You go down to half, you rest, Chesto, boom, you got +1 from that.
Yeah.
This is BSS Series 9 still, so you can use Dynamax. So you just get to go, Max Hurricane, cool, get my speed up, cool. Oh, I come back, I'm a little weaker, cool, let me just rest real quick. It's just,
absolutely.
It helps with Dynamax, it will help it too, because you get stabbed with just Airstream and you're already like gaining special attack stats. It's just, it's one of those things that just can get out of control so easily, which is why it's so good.
Oh yeah, Moltres Galar is very good.
It's got enough natural bulk where you don't need to like invest in the offense. You can just run a boosting move or just rely on natural kind of to a degree. It's a very good mon. It is a very good mon.
So you can additionally also bring, there's also Galarian Slowking on this team as well, holding its Black Sludge. It's got the Regenerator ability, 254 HP, 4 defense, 4 special attack, 212 special defense, and 44 speed. Probably trying to hit some benchmark. I forget what its base speed is off the top of my head. It's running a Calm Nature. It's got Eerie Spell, which is a fun move.
It's probably meant to handle certain answers because it's essentially it's I don't know if it's Spite. Exactly, it's like reduces 3 PP on the opponent's moves that they last used. So you use it to kind of stall certain things out.
So Eerie Spell, for those of you at home, it's one of the moves out of the Nile of Armor. It's base 80, and what it does is it does do Spite as well, like Shamu said.
Yeah, it's the signature move of Galarian Slowking.
Galarian Slowking,
again,
yep.
It's a solve tool. Get rid of their answers to a certain amount or something like that, or a certain thing. It's
pretty good. It's also carrying Sludge Bomb for stab, Flamethrower because it can, and Calm Mind to make it even more specially defensive.
Yeah.
Which is probably meant to stall out with some other members, but yeah, keep going.
Yeah.
Shamu.
I like how just kind of more recently Galarian Slowking just kind of became a thing because it was no one really used it, but now it's seeing a lot more play, and even just OU and stuff.
Well, in OU, for a very long time, Galarian Slowking and it wasn't Galarian Slowking. You would just run regular Slowking and Galarian Slowbro, and that would be a very good core.
Yeah, it's just I'm just surprised to be seeing Galarians. It's not a thing is bad. I'm just it just felt like it took a lot longer for them to figure it out than I'm used to with certain things. It's just one of those things where, Slowking was around for a while, it just popped in and did what it did. But now that they're both up there too, it's oh, okay, I'm not cool, I'm glad to see it, but I'm just, surprised, usually, if it's good, it's usually seen immediately. There are cases where it doesn't, I know Lomomola was a thing, and then, that was only just cause, what, I think it was Protean Greninja, was that what it was? That required a Lomomola? Yeah, so.
There are a couple other members, they're both starters, and we're gonna let Whimsicott take these as well.
They are 2 Gigantamax starters, but they are not the 2 Gigantamax starters you would think. Because one of them is Cinderace. It has Libero, it's holding Life Orb, it's got max attack, max speed for special defense, Adamant Nature, because you have Bounce to boost your speed with max Airstream or to waste an opponent's Gigantamax or Dynamax turns. Then you have a high jump kick if you want a high risk, high reward move or to boost your attack. Then you have Giga Impact if you want to slow your opponent down or hit them really hard. And then you have Pyro Ball because you are a Cinderace and you needed to use your Gigantamax move. And
I think Giga Impact is just to reduce speed. Just something's way too fast and I want
yes.
I don't know what the base damage is for max strike for that, but I assume it's above actually Giga Impact by 10 or something like that, and then again speed.
It might be 160. Control. Yeah, it's probably 160.
It's probably more of a speed control option, if anything.
Yeah, probably.
That was more interesting to me.
Yeah, this one is like pretty standard. The interesting one is Gigantamax Inteleon, and it's holding a focus sash. It has the ability Torrent. It's got max speed, max special attack for special defense with a timid nature, and it's a weird kind of semi-utility Inteleon. It's got Scald, Icy Wind, Aqua Jet, and Tearful Look. And in case you're like me and you forgot what Tearful Look does, I will save you from having what I had to do, which is Google it. Tearful Look will lower your opponent's attack and special attack both by one stage at the same time.
Yeah,
yes.
I assume that's also like a slot for max guard. I assume that's kind of what it's there for. But I think it's also like, hey, this comes in handy. I need to reduce your attack or something like. It's a multi-use thing. I assume it's like they're cool. Is dual stat intimidate for a turn. Like, I think it's like, it is there to like lower stats, but also just to be like a protect. Because that's why you see a lot of status moves on stuff too. It's like, just as because any status move will become max guard on a Dynamax Pokemon, and so it's just like, let me run the status move to have this option, but also just so I can actually get protect if I go big. And I think that's what it's there for.
Yeah, because the other thing, like, you have a focus sash, so you essentially get one turn where you Icy Wind, so you lower their speed if you hit, and then you can, like, one turn protect with, like, max guard, and then you have 2 turns where you're, like, Gigantamaxed, and you're guaranteed to be alive for both of them, because you're holding a focus sash. So, it's interesting. It's weird, but it's interesting.
Shamu, you want to take us out with these last two?
Sure. Good old Gen 4 Dragon. Garchomp with a Choice Scarf. Got Rough Skin, max attack, max speed, 4 defense, jolly nature. And you just got Outrage, Earthquake, Brick, Stealth Rock. It's just, it's explanatory. Choice Scarf. You hit hard, go fast. I'm a chomp. And then we got our favorite coffee table from Gen 6. Avalugg with heavy duty boots, sturdy. So you don't, if someone is running rocks, you don't take damage and you get you preserve your sturdy. You've got 236 HP, 244 defense, and 28 speed. Again, I assume this is outspeed something. You are an impish nature with, avalanche, iron defense, mirror coat, recover. It sounds like it's kind of fun. So you just boost your defenses and then you got mirror coat for this to murder something with sturdy.
Yeah.
And then recover. Get your sturdy back or whatnot, though more or less it's just a sustain, which is fun. Avalugg is fun, mon. Glad seeing love, and there are notes on this team.
There are notes. Essentially, it's based around Inteleon.
Essentially, like Inteleon is good. Bring Inteleon plus Cinderace or Moltres plus something else. If Inteleon is bad, bring Garchomp plus Cinderace or Moltres, plus Slowking or Avalugg.
That's what you do. No. So
I misread this a bit.
Yes.
Yeah, so Inteleon's good. You essentially bring Inteleon, Cinderace or Moltres, and then something else. If Inteleon's bad, you bring Garchomp plus Cinderace or Moltres plus Slowking or something, or Slowking or Avalugg.
Yeah. It's not a nice flow chart. I like the flow chart.
No, it's not. You're essentially always going to be you're either bringing Inteleon or Garchomp, and then depending, Cinderace or Moltres for both teams. Like, it's a weird flow chart.
I like the flow chart. I always like flow charts.
Yeah.
I like, here are the 2 modes. You're essentially running Garchomp or Inteleon, you're always going to bring a Cinderace or a Moltres, and if you're bringing Garchomp, you're bringing Slowking or Avalugg. Cool.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, so this is going to be a fun team. We're going to give away, I guess we can't do a shiny Galarian Moltres with the bot, because it's shiny
No,
locked.
it can't, unfortunately.
We'll do a shiny Inteleon instead. This week for the patrons, so keep a lookout for that. All right, so on that note, that's been the Pokemon of the episode. We are going to kick it on over then to the mailbag.
It's mail time! Send in your emails! Mail!
And welcome to the mailbag. The mailbag's the part of the show where you send in emails to us at puclpodcast@gmail.com, and we read them. Last week we asked you guys what you thought about Pokemon Unite, and we're going to get to some of those emails here in a moment. After I let you know that this segment is brought to you by the energy drink Green Tauros, the energy drink that gives you hooves.
Hooves.
And that is the proper energy for this. And
it's the energy I have for Unite.
Understandable. And just as a quick PSA, I appreciate the enthusiasm that a lot of you had sending us in the emails, some of you for the first time. However, some of you wrote in short novellas instead of just what would be a standard email to like read on the show. Just as a heads up, like 500 words, probably the best place to be. It's about 150 words spoken per minute if you're reading something off a page. And so if you write something that's over 500 words, you're taking up about 4 minutes of us just reading and not being able to comment on things. And we try to keep the segment to 15 to 20 minutes. So it gets hard to fit your emails in when they're that long. So I just want to let you know that we hear you, we read them, we see them. Just try to keep them at reasonable length so that we can make sure they make it onto the show.
They might have heard the story on 501 about me getting on the staff by writing really, really long emails.
Don't do that anymore.
Those times are gone, and that wasn't the most faithful, like, recounting of the actual facts. Was like
that wasn't super faithful. It's just the joke we have.
Yes.
It's more of a joke. We don't have 40-minute episode mailbags. I remember those days. Those were the dark times.
They were awful.
Yeah.
Those were the dark
they were
times.
awful.
I think we actually had an hour-long one time, if I'm remembering correctly. It was bad.
I think the longest I've done was 45 minutes.
Gosh.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I just remember those times where it's like, we're just reading through like 11 mailbags. It's just like,
It was, I think the most emails we've done was 16 in a mailbag segment.
Wow.
Yeah, sounds about right.
It was getting pretty bad. And that was the moment we decided we had to cut it off. Like, it was becoming a slog.
Was mailbag. It was not possible.
It was just a slog, and we were tired, you can tell. So it is what it is. But on that note, we got an email to get to. Our first one is going to be from Tia. So I'll let you take this one, Shamu.
All right. Good day to... 1 second. Fix this real quick. Okay. Good day to you all, Thatch, Whimsicott, and Dr. Shamu. It's Tia yet again, and I had a great time listening to the last episode where y'all talked about that new Pokemon Unite game. I played it for a bit too, and it's fun sometimes. Agreed. It's fun sometimes. Also, shameless plug for the PoClpodcast, which you're listening to, which has got over 12 hours of use time. Yes, we've got more than 12 hours of playtime. And no, I'm not going to put in your plug. So there you go. My main is Mr. Mime, and I also like playing with Champ and Venusaur. It's been really fun, and I'm still looking for opportunities to play with more people. The strategy right now seems to be defensive play, and then when at Zapdos with good ultimates and Buddy Barrier, most people seem to be climbing to Masters through 5 stacking. It's not bad. Might try that sometime. Cause I don't think we actually tried doing it like just pure defense and just wait for Zapdos. But, I also agree, Mr. Mime is one of the most fun characters in the game. Pushing people into walls and watching them just blow up is very fantastic. It's a very fun time. Now onto the bad. The gold cap. Might have something to do with laws that few Asian countries have where games need where games need some resource limitation to discourage long-term playing. This can be seen in other... Yeah, I didn't know that, honestly, but it makes sense.
It's like anti-addiction laws. It's anti-addiction
it makes sense.
Laws.
Yeah. And especially with Tencent too, like it could be why. It could be why. This can be seen in other games where item drop rates decrease if you play too much. I do think that 2100 gold is way too little. As for pay to win aspects, it doesn't seem as paid to win as we thought, but the max level items still prove some benefits over, say, a level 20 item. Also a question. Do you think the Zapdos fight should be made less important? Let's unite together soon, Tia. Yeah, I agree though. Yes. The Zapdos fight is too dumb. Cause I think what we found out is it gives like everyone, it could be wrong. This could be wrong, not entirely sure, but from what we kind of have been piecing together, it gives everyone 20 orbs. Essentially, like 20 Pokemon caught. So you essentially get a total of 100 for the team. As well as the 20-second instant score timer. Yeah. Which is fine, but it's
during
the fact
double
that
time.
Zapdos,
During double time,
which is just Zapdos is an instant win button. Generally, the only way it's not an instant win, and if you were either losing by a lot already, which is kind of hard to do unless they all waited till double time to score. Because even then, like it's hard to like get over 500 without double time being an aspect.
Yeah, I think it's a little too much. It's like a little too much. I hope they nerf it a little bit.
I think honestly, like either a total of just like 50 points is fine. It's just the fact that it gives more. It says 50, but it tends to give more than 50 because you gotta think there is a team fight usually at Zapdos if it's happening. So you take the entire other team's points as well as Zapdos, which could be what's happening with that other 20, where like it just seems that it's giving 20. I'm not sure. Again, a lot of stuff we're still learning.
I don't know.
We just learned like passives on items, honestly, like yesterday, because someone got the raw information on it. Mm-hmm. But again, like it's just one of those things where they've got a lot of balancing to do with the game. I'm just worried that
we'll see how it does moving forward. I think it's too early to tell.
I would say it's too early, but with all the other playtests, no one said anything, no one did anything, and now we've got the game. That's my concern. We'll see. It's got some time to figure stuff out, so we'll see what happens.
All right. Well, thank you for that one, Tia. We're gonna move on to this next one from Big Cat Bruce. Whoop. Hello, PUCL Uniters. We should have temporarily changed our names to the PUCL Unite Champions League. That's what we should have done.
No. It's the Pokemon Unite Champions League. You don't have to change anything.
Yeah,
I know.
That's what we were. We're time travelers, right? We're from the future where Whimsicott with a flying type.
Oh gosh, not again.
It's a different universe, not a future. It's just a different universe.
It could be a future. It could be a future. You don't know. Mega
Ethan
Whimsicott
and I
could be a
have
thing.
a shared memory. Okay,
Mega Whimsicott could be a thing, and that might be what you were thinking of from the future.
Oh.
All right. I hope you're all having a great day. I really enjoyed your discussion on Pokemon Unite and wanted to provide some of my thoughts as well. Let me start by saying that I am biased. I have been excited for this game since it was first revealed last year, even when everyone else wanted the main series game or something like it. I played in the mobile beta and Switch beta, so I've been waiting for this game. With that said, it's lived up to my expectations and then some. My favorite part of the game is the mechanics. It's on the Switch, has Pokemon, is free to play, is on a controller, and has 2 executes instead of 3, and ultimate, and no need to worry about purchasing items in-game. All of this makes it intriguing to play and easy to pick up and play. With that being said, I think it has a very high skill ceiling with jungling strategies, when to go after Rotom and Dreadnought, and when to engage in team fights to make this game more intense and exciting at all levels of competition. But if I had 2 complaints, it's that the game doesn't do much to explain these strategies and the online community around that game. For many players, this will be their first MOBA, so it would be nice to see in-game advanced tutorials to teach each role of a laner, how to jungle, or when it makes sense not to attack Zapdos. That's so true, by the way.
I agree with this. This came up in voice the other day, because like a lot of these people are just picking up the game and running in, and like we talked about even earlier, they just went like, I'm gonna go kill the other Pokemon. That's not what the game really is. It's not like that's not all it is, and people don't understand how the roles. To be fair,
they explain that part is in the tutorial, but
I just wish they showed like, hey, they should have like guided them like through a tutorial battle of like, you pick a lane and you follow that lane, like instead of like, I wish they went into more detail and forced the people to like go through, because not everyone knows what a MOBA is.
I think what you could have done is, because they have one Pokemon that you get to pick at the start, right? One pass you get to pick at the start, one for each role. And I wish they would have pushed you through situations using each of those Pokemon and taught you how to drive them a little bit. That's what I would have liked. I think you could add that to the tutorial.
Yeah, the tutorial should have been more in-depth, because they really didn't show you how to play a MOBA, they showed you how to play this MOBA.
How to score. They told you how to score.
They showed you how to score, they showed you how to, like, use a Unite move. They showed you, like, the basic controls of the game, they showed you how to do basic stuff, but they didn't show you how to, like, play a MOBA. They didn't give you basic MOBA strategies or anything, they just gave you, here's our version of this MOBA that you should already know how to play, and here's what you do in our game, not what you do in a MOBA.
Alright, this could help the player base as a whole, because what doesn't help is the countless number of angry posts I've seen in the Pokemon Unite subreddit about how do these players not understand complex MOBA strategies that I've developed over the past 8 years of playing League. This is a terrible mentality, and it's embarrassing to see. I am scared of like League players like taking this way too seriously right now. I'm not a League player. I'm still trying to learn and figure out what's going on. And like Claude's like giving me like little tidbits when we play together, and I'm just like, oh, I understand why this happens. Just nobody's like sitting down and like being like, this is the overall strategy. This is what we should do. Maybe I need to be on the Pokemon Unite subreddit.
Oh no.
I truly enjoy this game, and I think it has legs to be big in the future. So if it's your first MOBA, try your best, learn from your mistakes, and don't let the toxic players bring you down. Thank you so much for creating a great PUCL community. Take care and avoid CC. I don't know what that means. Big Cat Bruce. Well, thank you for that.
Not sure what CC is, Bruce. Honestly. I'm kind of curious. I'm thinking about it, and I can't think. Constructive criticism? I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe? Constructive criticism? I don't know.
I wouldn't want to avoid that, though.
That's a good thing.
No, I feel like I'm like, wait, yeah. I'm thinking reverse.
Weird.
We've got one more email today, and it's going to come to you from Marmalade, and Whimsicott's got this one.
I do. Hi, Puckle. I finally decided to work up the courage to write in. I'm Marmalade, and I recently joined the Discord after having listened to the podcast on and off for a couple of years. Well, welcome. I found you back in college, but more recently had to move and got a more manual-based job, leaving me lots of time to listen to episodes I missed and new ones. Oh, that's awesome. I mostly wanted to write in because I've been having so much fun playing Pokemon Unite, as I much prefer co-op games to competitive when playing with friends. I don't have a very strong laptop and I don't like gaming on my phone, so I'm a newcomer to MOBAs. I have been having a blast, mostly playing Cramorant. I got it as a joke because I hadn't seen many people playing it, but quickly fell in love. I knew you'd appreciate this. Surf and Hurricane are my go-to moves, but I know most players do Air Slash and Dive. I just found a Cram set that I'm happy with, and I'm sticking with it. My playstyle's much more defensive, where I like to hang back and try to protect the goals. If I get MVP, something went wrong, and I'm always happy to see a high assist count at the end.
Don't put yourself down if you get MVP.
I have some comments to say on that, because Cramorant gets MVP a lot just because, like, I agree, like, I prefer, Surf Air Slash, to be honest, because you can just melt some things that way. But literally going on a point, using your ultimate, that can get you, like, Cramorant's ultimate is the best ultimate pretty much in the game, because it just does so much damage, and with Buddy Barrier being a thing, which you essentially get an extra HP boost, makes you able to actually finish your ultimate generally. Every time I played Cramorant and we had, like, a decent game, it was, like, MVP, just because Cramorant gets so many kills, so much damage, so many assists, because you're weakening everyone to, like, half if you get a good ultimate off, if not killing a couple people and just getting some scores. Like, Cramorant getting MVP is not exactly hard to do. It's kind of like the same thing with Cinderace. Cinderace will get, if you're on a good team, and Cinderace is just, like, not running to the spawn constantly or something like that, if it's just playing up optimally, it's gonna get MVP, like, every time, because Cinderace is just dumb. Mm-hmm. But no, Cramorant is really good. It's got little, like, underwhelming stats, but it makes up for that with, the ultimate, which is, again, you just become a turret. Cramorant just becomes a turret shooting Arrokuda.
That's so funny.
And on point, you get HP recovery, you get a shield with Buddy Barrier if you're using it. It becomes a very, very strong defensive tool as well as an offensive tool. That's why I love Cramorant. I don't play it as much, but...
Wow. So Marmalade goes on. I'm trying to broaden my play with Slowpoke and Crustle, and I have been considering Eldegoss, since it was Poke of the episode, but I'm much less confident in using those. I do have my gripes with it.
Crustle's really good.
Crustle's good. Crustle's also free. Actually, they're both, Crustle and, Slowbro are technically free for the time being. You just gotta be able to log in enough and do the challenges.
I think Slowbro you get, like, just for finishing, like, the tutorial, essentially. Or something like that. I forgot. It's very early on.
One of them's level 2, one of them's, like, second day login. No,
that's it. It's level 2 for Slowpoke. It's level 2, yeah.
Yeah, I just remember how you get Venusaur. You get Venusaur with something else, too. Level 2 is, or login 2 is Alolan Ninetales. I don't remember how you get Venusaur. There's another way you get Venusaur. Venusaur might be level 5? Could be quite, I don't know. You get you get free characters for level 1 and logins during this time, so. But yeah, you don't have to go support. As long as you can, like, it'd be nice to have one of each role, so you have that mobility, like, that versatility, but it's up to you.
Sorry for interrupting, Whimsicott.
No problem. I mean, it's what the segment is for, discussion of the email. I do have my gripes with it, but most of them are gripes with the MOBA/free-to-play genres in general, and not specific to Unite. Sometimes the game can get a little overwhelming with things like Gengar and Machamp hitting so hard and Absol being basically inescapable for me, but overall Unite is super fun to play with friends in voice chat and I'm very happy with it. The PUCL Discord has also been really fun, even though I'm more of a lurker. Everyone's very nice and polite. That is what we like to hear. I can't wait for more episodes and keep up the good work. See you on the flip-flop, Marmalade. Thank you, Marmalade. Woo. That was very nice.
Yeah. Gengar is a
Marmalade gets Green Tauros badge.
Okay with it.
As a welcome. Yeah, although I also liked Big Cat Bruce's email.
I think he got it already.
Oh, we're set then.
Yeah.
Gengar is an issue, though. That Gengar's moves pool it's broken, I think. Because it's supposed to, people wonder, how do you spam this? Gengar's it's the hex that's really the problem. So something status, your cooldown is reduced, but it's more acts like your cooldown doesn't exist if you hit something status. So you get to spam this damaging move that's already buffed because it's status, and it's hex, so you're getting buff damage and buffed cooldown, which is non-existent. So you get to like, a move that's got a 7-second cooldown, you get to use it 3 times in a row pretty much for no reason. It doesn't say you're supposed to be able to, and it's just kind of, it's why people get melted by Gengar, because it just, it melts because of dumb stuff. So,
well,
yeah.
If you want to email us next week at puclpodcast@gmail.com, let us know what Pokemon gimmick you think can be improved or could be better or anything, honestly, with gimmicks in Pokemon. Mm-hmm. Or you can just send me an email saying, Thatch, I love you. We know that won't happen, though.
Not it will, though, because we laughed at it.
I'll read every single one of those on the show, or at least give credit to those.
So now,
who do it.
Okay. Credit.
That was a bad promise. Yeah, credit. I caught myself. So on that note, though, if you want to keep up with us throughout the week, the best way to do it is to come over to the Discord at pucldiscord.com, where you can come and hang out with us over and just like talk Pokemon, hang out, talk about bagels, maybe. Sometimes we talk about bagels. Other times Pokemon. So you definitely come on over, hang out with us. It's a great way to catch us throughout the week. You can always follow us on social media as well at Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, and Instagram. You can also go ahead and follow us over at Twitch at twitch.tv/thepoclpodcast. I'm usually on Tuesdays when I do not have emergency pumping situations to take care of. I'm usually there. I know Claude McGee are usually on Thursdays as well. So be sure to check that out. You can also go over to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/puclpodcast if you miss those streams. And sometimes we'll have other content there as well. So on that note, be sure to check those things out. If you want to support the show, you can drop a Twitch Prime subscription, or you can join our Patreon at patreon.com/puclpodcast to get things like Pokemon giveaways and other fun things to do as well. So please check those out if you get a chance. But until then, next time, I am Trainer Thatch.
I'm Shamu.
And I'm the Fluffy Whimsicott.
And here in the Lavender Town Radio Tower, it's closing time.
It's closing time in Lavender Town. Time to say our goodbye.